Yo guys, what's up? Fry here. I'm currently house sitting. That's pretty sweet. A friend got me in here. But I just wanted to take a minute and talk to you guys about my current wood stove, how I got it, how I feel about it. So I'm currently in Bend, Oregon. Super sweet. Bunch of cool people, you know. But yeah, so here's the van. Here's where we're staying. This cool old little cabin. So I just got done surfing, and it's really hot here. Today is 95, so I won't actually be able to burn the stove, but I can show you all about it. So here's the wood stove. Super sweet little guy. It's way smaller than my previous wood stove, and I got to spend the whole winter using it, you know, so I really got to figure out how well it works, what doesn't, and yeah, so I'll go over it with you. So the first thing that I noticed, and the reason that I picked this stove, I got it from Tiny Life Supply, and I will link them down below. But the first thing that I noticed about this stove is it's cast iron and it's small, which is so nice because the other one took up all of this space. It took up from here all the way up to about that same area. One cool thing about this one though is it actually vents through the back, and the other one vented through the top. So with this one I have full, the full top of this for cooking. Right now it's definitely too hot to use it, but the inside is pretty sweet. I normally cut up little pieces of wood, maybe about that big, around, or you could literally just go and pick up sticks. Honestly, this works pretty well. You could just use these if you were in a real pinch. Whew. It's so hot out here. My hair is just making me burn up. So another thing that I like about this stove is that it has this window right here. It really kind of it gets super dirty, so you have to clean it often. And what I do, I just take a glove, like any leather glove, and do that on it, and it's usually enough so that you can see it when it's burning. And I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter. You don't need to see it, but it's just nice to be able to see through there and, you know that everything's kind of going. Also, you do really need to open this either with a glove or with the tool that it came with, you know, which the tool is not as useful. It's not really as good as a glove, so I just use a glove for it, and it makes it a lot easier. The handle's a little loose, but I feel like it needs to be to make up for the amount of heat, so when everything kind of you know, gets super hot, so that this is still able to open. And sometimes it's kind of hard because if you really fill it up with wood, you know, it's kind of hard to close the door. But then it has this ash catcher, which I think works pretty well. However, it does miss some stuff, and if you burn a lot, that whole thing back there where you can kind of see all of it will be pretty full. But so will this, but it's nice because this is just so easy to clear out, you know. But so there's also these, you can see as I open that, it's just kind of going everywhere. But this is for air control. I just keep them closed all the time, and if you have dry wood, it'll burn, you know, just fine. And what I do to get it started is I'll put a bunch of brown paper bags in there with, you know, some light burnable wood, and then just crack the door like that once it's lit, and that'll just let everything you know, create a draft and not come out. And then once it starts going a little bit, just close it, and it'll generally keep going because it's not completely airtight. You know, if I hit this, you might see some dust coming out, you know, just like back there. But honestly, like, it's pretty good. There's a few things about it that I would change, and I think I would give it the option to vent out of the top as well. And then I would also probably like change the size of the hole for these like air things, because I don't really think that they do anything, honestly. They're just kind of like screwed in here, kind of long, and so they don't really let out a ton of heat, you know. I'm trying not to adjust the focus on the camera so that I can turn it back to myself if I need to. Yeah, but there is 2 of these. There's one on this side and there's also one on this side. Like I said, I don't touch them, but this has like a nice design on it. It's handmade in the UK or England, I think. I like the little glass, you know. I like that it's got the seal around it, so that's nice. And I like that you can take the top part out. I think it's a little weird, but overall it's pretty decent. And I literally just like put it on top of the crate that it came with. But I mean, I had to make some minor adjustments to it and make like a 2x4 box, but yeah, honestly, like, it's pretty good. And it even came with this little set of like tools. So it came with that and that. And it also came with a little oven mitt, but the oven mitt kind of like fell apart. So yeah, but as far as like burning wood goes, it doesn't really burn very long. It doesn't burn like nearly as long as I'd like for it to, but with it being so small, you could just find like wood that size all day long, and just use it, you know. So, well, alright guys, this is the stove. So this is like my 7th month of owning it, and so I feel like I have like a pretty good say in like what works. The paint is kind of starting to come off, but that's normal just from the amount of heat. But yeah, so I went a whole winter with it, and it's pretty good. So I put the link to the stove in the description, and also a link to Tiny Life Supply. Just make sure you check them out because they hooked me up with this stove, and it's pretty cool, so give them a shout.